Hi everyone, welcome to the channel, or welcome back if you're a returning watcher. I'm George, I'm the Good Lad Gamer, and as you can probably see, I'm decorating my house and I'm covered in paint. But I'm in a good mood. I'm hopefully on the last room now, on the last little bits of decorating, and then that's my whole house decorated. So that's just a little bit of information about me and what I'm doing. But today we are going to be pulling Sacred Shards. It's the Summon Rush event needed for this guy, and this guy's name, which I did look up, is Ishiyama The Immovable. He's a sick looking champion. I'll go through his kit in a minute once you guys can see him completely and see his kit when I go through it. Really good looking champion. Really happy to have him. Really happy to have him on board in the team just because of the way he looks, really. I don't really care about anything else. I've got my team set up. Maybe he will be useful. I'll find out when we go through his kit. But I'm just pretty happy to have him in the team. But no more of that. We are going to be pulling 7 Sacred Shards on each of my accounts, which is 3,500 points for the Summon Rush event. We need 3,000, I think it's 3,200 points, so that's more than enough to get both of the lots of fragments needed for this guy. And if you want to go and get more, if you want to put pull more shards and put more points into the Summon Rush, there are some juicy rewards below, but I am just going to go for the fragments and then leave it at that. And before I get started pulling shards, guys, I just want to say if you enjoy my content and want to see more of it, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. I've currently got about 290 subscribers. I'm this close. I'm so close to the 300 subscriber mark, which is what I really want to push for. So if you enjoy the content and want to see more of it, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's get into pulling these shards. So before we get into pulling the shards, guys, I will just go into Ishiyama's kit, just in case it's interesting. He's called the Immovable. I think he has a block damage buff in his kit, so we'll see if that could be useful, see if it can be used anywhere else in the game, or anywhere in the game, full stop. I do just want to say a really cool looking champion. I'm really into the aesthetic of the sort of Japanesey stuff. I think it's really cool. I'm really happy to have him on the team. So, on his A1, attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit transfers a random debuff from this champion to the target. If the champion is under any debuffs when attacked, counteracts with this skill. If the champion is under any debuff, so he'll always counteract and potentially transfer the debuff. That's alright. On his A2, attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance of placing a fear debuff and a 25% decreased crit damage debuff, and a 30% decreased crit rate debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. These buffs cannot be resisted by enemies who are already under 2 or more debuffs. So PvP skill. And then on his A3, attacks one enemy, will ignore 25% of the target's defense, will ignore 50% of the target's defense instead if the target is under 2 or more debuffs. So he goes in with his A2, then he goes in with his A3, I guess. Places a block damage buff on this champion for 2 turns if this attack kills an enemy. So he's a nuker, right? So he's a HP nuker for arena, for PvP. Sure thing. And then on his passive, whenever an enemy resists a debuff attempt from this champion, the next debuff placed by this champion cannot be resisted. Okay, so you don't necessarily need to build in with resistance, which is... it's alright. It's pretty cool. Or will you... with accuracy, sorry. So you need some accuracy. It depends what you want to do. But if you want to build in with all-out damage, he can still place debuffs, which is pretty cool. So he'll do the fear. I don't know how that'll work. If you need accuracy or not. It's always a bit of a shame to have accuracy on an attack champion, but I guess they've got to have some sort of con to them, like any other. And then each debuff placed by this champion increases their max HP by 3%, which, because he's a HP-based champion, will be damage. Stacks up to 30%. And then he's got an increase all ally HP in all battles by 28%. So, yeah. I don't know if I'll use him, but I'm happy to have him on board. Maybe I'll build him out. Maybe he'll be useful in other content just as a nuker, HP nuker, especially for like Doom Tower, for the challenges and stuff like that. So maybe he'll be a handy champion to have around. Anyway, that is the champion we're going for. That is what the fragment is for. I'm in full swing. I've done the Ice Golem. I've done the Dragon Tournament. I'm in the PvP, the classic arena takedown event. And now we're doing the Summer Rush. So we're on the Kale account. We're going to pull 7 Sacreds on each of the accounts, so 14 in total. We do have a progressive chance, and I'm going to go for Duchess and Mausoleum Mage. The epics I don't really care about, but you can always have more Duchesses, in my opinion. So let's get into the first one, and hopefully we get a double whammy, and we get a legendary and the guaranteed legendary at the end of the fragment summons. So let's go. First shard. It's an epic. See Gizzard. Gizzard the Sigilled. Moving on. I want to see a legendary, please. Another epic. Excellent. Doom Priest. I'll actually take a Doom Priest if I can. I can't remember what you call it. Enhance my Doom Priest. I use Doom Priest in both of my accounts, clan boss teams, for my unkillable teams. So maybe Doom Priest actually could be quite handy, quite cool. Moving on. She's only going to be sacrificed for my existing Doom Priest anyway, so it doesn't really matter. We've got an Erinys. Wowza. Moving on. Come on, game. One legendary. Thane, great champion, like a mini Dracomorph. If you're struggling for someone who does something like Dracomorph, Thane is the person for you. You do need to build her with crit, I think. Is it crit? She needs to be built with something very specific for her to land her weaken and decrease defense, but she's a great champion. I use her for a long old while. Moving on though. Moving on from Thane. The big lightning strike. No, it's another epic. It's a grizzled Jarl. And I think this is the last one, guys. Fingers crossed. Another epic. Excellent. Hexia. Oh, we got one more. Hey! Oh! A Pythian. I think that's the 4th Pythian I have on this account. Pythian. Should we go? Let me just see if there's any more shards I need to pull. It's the last one. We got the legendary on the long run. I'll go for his kit and then we'll see how many I've got on this account, because I pulled. He was a fragment summons or a fusion or something, so I got him. I also pulled in the video that I did for the fragment summons or champion chase for his fragment summons. I pulled him again, and I pulled him after that. So I've got 3 of him on one of my accounts. So this might be the 4th. Bit overkill, isn't it? A little bit overkill. On his A1, attacks one enemy 2 times. Heals the ally with the lowest HP by 5% of this champion's max HP after each hit. This champion's max HP after each hit, which is important because it means he's healing a nuker with not much HP with his max HP percentage chance, or percentage of his max HP. So that's important, that's good. And then on his A2, removes all debuffs from all allies, then heals them by 10% of their max HP, heals each ally by an extra 5% of their max HP for each debuff removed from them. Also places a block debuffs on all allies for 2 turns. And then on his A3, revives all dead allies with a 50% HP and 50% turn meter, then places a 25% strengthen debuff on all allies for 2 turns. And then on his passive, allies receive 5% less damage from skills for each buff on them, stacks up to 25%. So he's a bit like a Duchess in that way. He can protect passively from damage, which is good. And then he increases all ally resistance in all battles by 60. So that's Pythian, and I'm happy to have him on board. But let's go and see. What are we? We are Faction Guardians, Lizard Men. It is, I can confirm, it's the 4th Pythian on this account. You see? 4th Pythian. It's a little bit overkill, but I'll take him. I'll take it. We did get the legendary, so I'm pretty happy with that. We got essentially two extra legendaries on the Kale account, so that's pretty nice. What I'll do, guys, I'll log on to the Galek account and we'll do exactly the same over there. So we're on the Galek account. We're going to do exactly the same thing, except I don't have room. How has that happened? How has that happened? I made room. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Interesting. Don't know how that happened. We're going to go in and do exactly the same thing. I'm going to do Duchess and Mausoleum Mage. And we're going to go in for the first one. Come on, game. Come on, baby. Masamoto. Come on, legendary. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Elegaeus. Elegaeus. I don't know if that's a dupe. That might be the first Elegaeus I've ever had. Not that good, from what I remember. Not that good, but welcome to the team, bud. Quite a cool looking champion though. I also do like this sort of, I don't know what you call this aesthetic. I don't know, but I do like it. I do like I'd say he looks more like a Reverend Knight than an Undead Horde, but, you know, still pretty cool. What I'll do, guys, I'll go through his kit and we'll go through it together once I'm a bit more familiar. Okay, so on Elegaeus' A1, he attacks one enemy, has a 25% chance of placing a block active skills buff for 1 turn. The chance increases by 0.75 for every 1% of HP this champion loses. I don't know about that one. On his A2, attacks one enemy, puts the target skills on cooldown, also places a block buffs debuff for 2 turns. If the enemy team has any duplicates of the target champion, will also put their skills on cooldown and place a block buffs debuff on them for 2 turns. So that's quite a good move, actually. I'll take that as a good move. That's, you know, if you're in arena and someone's got, I don't know, 4 Pythians, then it might be useful because they can't revive each other. So, yeah, that's alright. That's alright. And then on his A3, attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance of placing 75% chance of removing 2 random buffs. Also has a 75% chance of decreasing all enemies' turn meters by 20%. Decreases enemy turn meter by a further 10% for each removed buff. And then on his passive, prevents this champion's death and keeps him alive on 1% when a hit by a fatal hit. If he's nuked out. If this skill prevents this champion's death, heals them by 30% of their max HP, fills their turn meter by 30%, and places a shield buff on them equal to 30% of their max HP, will not prevent this champion's death if they are under a heal reduction debuff. So, he's an arena champion, and I don't see him much in arena, but maybe it's because he's just not really that good. And then on his aura, he has all ally accuracy in all battles by 60. He's not getting built on my team, because I just need a fully offensive arena team, really. I don't really compete in arena, so I'm not really looking for an arena defense type of guy. I just do full offensive and just use my arena coins as I need to throughout the day. But still, welcome to the team. Welcome to the team. It's a legendary. I'm pretty happy. I come across like I'm not very happy, but I am. I'm very happy about it. I love legendaries. That's what I'm here for. That's what we're all here for. So it's lovely when you get one. We got a Clod Beast Feeder on the next one. What's that? Number 3, Sacred Shard. So on to number 4. Clod. No Clods, thank you. Ripper, no Rippers, thank you. I just want to see maybe one more legendary. Right now. Something's going on here. Matriarch Zargunna. Do you think she's related to Zargala? Matriarch Zargunna. She's looking angry. She's one mean mama. One angry bull. woman. Eh? Look at those eyes. What's going on there? Right, I will make myself familiar with her kit this time, because I have no idea. And I'll go through it with you guys and we'll have a bit of a better understanding of what's going on. So, Matriarch Zargunner. On our A1, attacks one enemy 2 times, heals this champion by 5% of their max HP after each hit. Each hit also has a 25% chance of placing a provoked debuff on the target for 1 turn. On our A2, decreases the duration of all allied debuffs by 1 turn, places a 15% continuous heal buff on all allies for 2 turns, also places a taunt buff and an unkillable buff on this champion for 2 turns, so she's a tank, essentially. And then on her A3, attacks all enemies, places a shield buff on all allies equal to 25% of this champion's max HP for 2 turns. Whenever a shield buff placed by this champion expires or is removed by damage, heals that ally by 15% of their max HP and places a 25% strengthen buff on them for 1 turn. And her passive, allies under shield buff receive 10% less damage, and she has a HP aura in all battles by 30% for all allies. She's actually an incredible champion. If you build her right with survivability, she might be really good. But in my experience, these tank champions, I have not found a place for them. I just haven't really found a place for them. They get nuked out in arena by your Georgids and by your Stone Skins and your remove buffs champions and everything like that, and I've just never really found a place for them. But this skill seems really good. A shield, and then if the shield goes away, it becomes a strengthen. That's good. You know, that's good for survivability. And then this 10% less damage if under shields, because shields is her sort of main thing. Then she gives the same effect as a Pythian or a Duchess. So that's interesting. Matriarch Zargunner, welcome to the team. I don't know where I'm going to use her. I don't know if I'm in a hurry to build her. She looks pretty angry, so maybe I should build her just in case she beats me up. But welcome to the team nonetheless. Let's move on. I think that was number 5, shard number 5. So we've got 2 more, potentially, maybe 3. We get an epic, which, you know, I'm alright with at this point. That's alright. Luthia, come on, 1 more legendary. That'll be nice. An epic. It's the Mausoleum Mage. Welcome to the team. And that is it on the Galek account. I did pull my rewards off screen on the Kale account, so I'll do the same over here just so you guys can see all of these rewards. I'll save the energy for when I need them. I think a Dungeon Diver event starts today, so I'll keep the energy and do some spider runs just to top it up. And I guess that is it from me. 3 legendaries. Pretty cool. Pretty nice. Maybe my luck is looking up. And that is it from me today, guys. 14 Sacred Shards and 3 Legendaries. I would say that's pretty good for a Summer Rush event with no ×2 on. I would say I'm pretty happy with those results. I'm not 100% on the Legendaries that I've got. 4 Pythions on one account is okay. It's okay. Elegaeus, I don't know. And Matriarch Zargunner, maybe I'll build her out. Maybe she'll be useful. I've done Faction Wars. Maybe she's useful elsewhere in the game. If you guys know, please do let me know in the comments. Is Matriarch Zargunner a good champion? Should I build her out? But I would say that my luck is looking up. It's looking up. It's been a bit rubbish recently. But 3 legendaries in 14 Sacred Shards is pretty good going. I'm pretty happy with those results. So hopefully you guys have the same luck. Maybe the game has turned a corner and it's given us more. Maybe, for all we know, the code in the background is giving us more. So hopefully you guys got just as good pulls. And as always, if you did get any good pulls, or if you got any champions that you need advice on, please do let me know in the comments. I can let you know where I would use them in the game, if I think they're useful, or if I think they're just sort of spares to have around, like having 4 Pythians, just spare Pythians everywhere, all over the place. So irritating. But yes, do let me know in the comments, guys, if you got any champions that you want to use or that you're considering building out, and I can give you some advice from my own perspective. And as always, if you enjoy my content and want to see more of it, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Makes a huge difference to me. That 300 subscriber mark is what I'm looking to do. I know that if I hit 300 subscribers, I'm making content that people actually enjoy and want to see more of. So thank you very much for watching, guys. and I'll see you next time.